Welcome to the Women, Faith Plus Business podcast. I'm your host, Nadine Mullings. I'm an author, speaker, and marketing mentor, and I believe in the importance of women of faith in business stepping up and shining in their lane so they can have the impact, income, and influence they were born to make. Join me this season to hear the stories of powerful women of faith who have authored a purpose-driven book to make a difference in the world. And be sure to join the Women Faith Plus Business community on Facebook by going to nadinemullings.com/community. That's nadinemullings.com/community. See you in the powerful community of women of faith in business, and enjoy this episode of the Women Faith Plus Business podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Women Faith Plus Business podcast. I am excited today. I say this every single episode, but I'm truly excited because I have my business bestie on today, and you guys may have seen her on actually several other seasons. She was on the first season of the podcast. She was on season 8 of the podcast, and I invited her to be back on season 9 of the podcast because she is just that amazing. I always love having a conversation with her. So Carol is somebody that I've known for, has it been over 10 years?
Yes, it has been
It's been
over 10.
over 10 years. We initially met at a networking event in Atlanta. ProWin, shout out to ProWin in Atlanta. So in-person networking always works. And we just had an amazing connection when we met in person at ProWin, and we've been connected ever since. And we've done so many collaborations and worked together. But behind the scenes, Carol is my ultimate support. When I want to run off the cliff and say I quit, I call Carol. When I'm like, I can't do this, I call Carol. When I need technical support, I call Carol. So that is why I call her my business bestie. And that is why I'm so excited for this episode, because we always have awesome and amazing conversations. So I know all about Carol, but you might not know about Carol. So I am going to share a little bit more about Carol. Carol J Dunlop, the online wow strategist and 8-time Amazon bestselling author, influential podcast host, and expert event producer, teaches purpose-driven entrepreneurs to convert their marketing into money. Who wants to do that? Let's all convert our marketing into money. And she
Me.
does that using their WOW website, along with the best unmarketing strategy so they can fund their lifestyle using their business. Carol's clients hail from cities across the US, the UK, Canada, South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia, international. Carol is currently working to promote the best-selling books, influential podcasts, and expert summits that she and her clients are creating. Welcome back to the podcast, Carol.
Thank you so much for having me. One little update, because I know with us going through all this stuff, you used an older bio. So I'm a 10-time best-selling author now. I just love saying that. It's a nice round
Yes.
number, but who cares about how many it is, right?
Exactly. No, that's awesome and amazing. And I love that you corrected it. And when you said one little update, I was like, I bet it's more best-selling books because that's what you're good
Yes,
at.
yes.
Best creating best-selling books. So I love that. You are now a 10-time best-selling author. That is so amazing. And we are here today to actually talk about your first book.
I
Before you
know.
got on this journey to be 10-time best-selling author,
Hmm.
there was the number one and first book. And it is
Right.
an amazing book. It is the Unmarket Your Business book. It's 10 ways for savvy entrepreneurs to stand out, stop struggling, and start profiting. So I'm going to share a little bit about the book before we talk about it more in this episode. Unmarket
Okay.
Your Business is the breakout business book filled with real, effective small business marketing strategies that savvy entrepreneurs have been waiting for. This book contains the marketing strategies to help you move your business from startup to stand out in less than it took to get your business license. Learn the different marketing planning techniques savvy business owners use to attract the right prospects and convert them into paying clients. If they can do it, so can you. You can turn your friends, fans, and followers into paying clients, flip networking on its head by leading the pack instead of following it, be the star of your own show, use trending topics to get noticed, and discover how to create a cost effective marketing plan. Carol wrote this book to show entrepreneurs how to take advantage of this digital economy to market their businesses for success. She calls it unmarketing because it's a way of using out of the box, little known, and basically unthought about strategies to market your business in this new digital economy. These strategies aren't expensive, they are mostly low cost, and some are absolutely no cost. So go ahead and unmarket your business. Love it, love it, love it. And I am
Oh,
not
wow.
only promoting the book, I have read the book, right? It's not like Carol's great and she's an author, but I have read the book, and
Mhm.
Unmarket Your Business is such an awesome book. Did you know that 90% of business owners do not have a written marketing plan? As women of faith in business, scripture instructs us to write the vision and make it plain. So I'm giving you an invitation to write your marketing plan and make it plain by discovering two powerful ways to successfully plan your marketing so you can attract your ideal clients and prosper in your God given purpose. Go to nadinemullings.com/power. That's nadinemullings.com/power to get started on your marketing plan so you can start attracting your ideal clients in the marketplace. So I have read the book. It's awesome and amazing. And it really is 10 great strategies. I've underlined, highlighted, flapped
That's good.
pages in the book
Yay.
because it's so amazing and awesome. So I'm not just saying it because she's my business bestie. I'm saying it because the book is awesome and amazing. So, Carol, we all know that before we have an actual physical book to birth into the world, it's kind of an idea, a kind of an
Mhm.
inspiration, is kind of a backstory. So I'd love for you to share with the audience what inspired you to write on Market Your Business.
Well, I actually wanted to do more speaking or get started with speaking. This was kind of my put my toe in the water, and everything that I read about speaking, and this book was put out in 2017. Everything I read about speaking said you need to have a book. So I turned to my author coach, and as a matter of fact, I was working with her in a business for about 3 years, and I said I want to do a book because I want to start speaking, and she was like, "Well, what's the money book?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I think I'll do a book about the story of how my husband and I came through our health crises. She was like, "You'll always have that story. Do the book that's going to make you some money first, then you can do your passion project or whatever." And I was like, okay. So I had to think of what I wanted to do. And I was like, you know what? I've been doing this since 1994, believe it or not. And all the things that I wrote about in the book are the things that I use to make my business successful, my husband and I together to make our business successful. And I was like, if I share those things with people, they could do it as well. And when people start their business, they're all like, always like, I'm broke. I ain't got no money. I can't invest. So I wanted, and the things that I do, because I was in the same spot. I was broke. My husband was like, okay, don't use don't use too much money up when you're trying to do this book and all of that. And I didn't want to. I wanted it specifically to not cost an arm and a leg and three toes to put out there. And I knew that the business that I was doing, all the ways to market it, were solid and they worked. So that's how I came up with the idea. But I wanted to touch on something really quick because when you were reading that excerpt that I talked about to promote the book, it made me think about, like I said, this book was written in 2017, nearly 10 years ago. And I had a vision because I was using those things. I still use every one of those ways, those 10 ways right now in my business. I still do it. I probably do it a little bit different because we got to add live streaming and some other things. But it just kind of I don't know, triggered in a good way something in me that said, "Hey, I'm a visionary," because I was thinking about doing those things and talking about that stuff and how it's going to help them before people are even talking about all this stuff, before people are doing too many things. Now, blogging, social media, live streaming, podcasting, and all that are just, oh, okay. It's not a big deal. But back then, it was a lot. And people weren't even doing most of the stuff I was talking about. So now, even though they look at it like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm showing you how to perfect it and really do it so it works, not just doing something that's going to be a time drain on you.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks for pointing out because there's actually two key things that I wanted to mention. First of all, being a visionary, right? I feel like a lot of us as entrepreneurs and business owners are
Hmm.
visionaries. We see things like that are far in the future. Like you had a vision for this book and it's almost been
Hmm.
10 years and all the strategies that you can put in it to help other individuals. And now these
Right.
are popular strategies almost 10 years
Yes.
later. So I definitely love that you highlighted that and it triggered that in you, because you are a visionary, and a lot of us as entrepreneurs and business owners are visionaries. We see into the future.
Hmm.
We have those ideas. And speaking of vision, I also wanted to find out what the vision was for the book. Like, I know your author coach told you, hey, do the money book first. Good
Right.
advice. Shout out
Right.
to her for that
Excellent.
advice. Good advice, and you had that many years of expertise that you can put in the book. But did you have a vision beyond having it as an element that you can use when you're speaking of the impact or anything else when you started creating the book and wanted to put the book out there? What was the vision for the book?
Well, the vision for the book was to help get the book to make money for me or help me make more money. Because I think when we look at writing books, people say, well, I don't want to put all my knowledge in the book. If I put all my knowledge in the book, then nobody wants to work with me. That is such the wrong idea because you could never put all the knowledge that you have in your brain, in your head from the years of experience that you've had, whether it's 20, 30, 40, or 50 years, you could never put it all in a book. So don't worry about, I'm going to spill the beans and nobody want to work with me. The big thing about the book is you can read all the stuff. I give you all the details, one, two, three, all the checklists, everything, all the little nuances that really a lot of people weren't even telling you stuff. And some of the things are kind of just very slightly dated in some cases, but I'm planning on doing probably an upgrade, a new version 2.0, adding AI in there. So I think I've been thinking about that. So that'll be, a real help to people. But the thing is, they can't go anywhere without you. Even though I give you the one, two, threes and the ABCs about every strategy that I did, you still will want to work with me to see exactly how I did it. And you can only get that information from me as much as I gave you. The other thing for the book is I didn't want it to just sit on the shelf and just be something that somebody looked at. I wanted people to actually put it in their hands and use it all the time, which is like what I do. So I actually thought about what else, what's the next level? What's the next level I'm going to take people to when I get this book out? And I knew I wanted to do like a mastermind, which I did. It was called the Unmarketing Inner Circle. I ran that for about 2 years. And then that's where you and I came together and working that other book, the 90-Day Gratitude Journal for Your Business, and then, the books after that. The other thing was to start an academy because I was doing lives to promote the book for a long time. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take all these lives that I've been doing, which great information, and I'm going to put them into an academy so someone can use it at any time. And this stuff is still good even now because I've done lives from 2017 on up until maybe last year I kind of stopped, but still you can find out anything about marketing, about blogging, about writing a book, about doing a summit, all of that in the academy. And then the other thing that I wanted to do, and I haven't exactly done that, and that was a 2-day VIP experience where I meet with the client for 2 days and we get the whole marketing plan together. That has not come to fruition yet, but I may do a retreat, instead of doing that. because I think the retreat would help me to be kind of more one on one, more, I'm involved in it and stuff. And so I'm looking at that for 2025, probably start working on it in January. And who knows, I may do the 2-day VIP experience like along with that or after that. So there's still things that are going on, even though this book is almost 10 years old. It was so many things that so many ways that I used it because I knew that it wasn't just a book that I'm going to write, sit it on the shelf, never use again. I did blog posts from it. I started a podcast called Unmarket Your Business, and I'm relaunching that podcast probably in October. I haven't set the date exactly yet, but I've got some episodes that I want to do. I've been talking to people about it. And then I did summits. I talk about that in another, I don't think I actually say summits, but I do talk about it. So I've been doing summits and, to help market it. So all the things I talk about, I'm still doing and they're still working and they're still
Yeah.
low cost, no cost, or maybe some, cost in there. But I just can't believe that in all this time, I'm still using that book and, you know, still doing the stuff that's in there and it's still working.
Exactly. And I love that the vision for the book was always bigger than the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people are like, I just want to birth the book. I have a message. I
Right.
want to get it out. I want to hear, help the audience. And that's kind of where the vision ends. But your vision
Mm-hmm.
was always so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
Your vision was, the same content that I have in the book, I can create a mastermind group with it. And you created a mastermind group and
Mm-hmm.
ran that for several years. The same content that you have in the book, you could create an academy for it, and you
Mm-hmm.
did that. And you also do virtual VIP days. I know you said you didn't do the in-person one, but you've helped
Right.
me virtually,
That's true.
create
That's
my
true.
marketing plan using a lot of the on-marketing
Thank
strategies.
you for reminding me
So
about that. Yeah, the unmarketing intensive. Yes, I didn't quite do
exactly.
the in person, but I did the virtual, and that works out great because you walk away with all the information that you need to jumpstart. And I know I'm so glad that you attended, and I've had several of people that work with me attend. Did their own, and I
Yeah.
think a couple of your programs came out of that, right?
Absolutely. It was amazing and definitely effective. Everything that I do with Carol works for my business. So
Yay!
I want everyone to catch that vision, catch that your book doesn't have to just be the book. There's
Right,
always many ways to profit. So when Carol said she wanted to make money off of her book, it wasn't just book sales. In fact, the
right,
book sales were probably the smaller portion of the pie. The
exactly. Yep.
bigger portion of the pie
Mm-hmm.
was the masterminds, the academies, the intensives, and all
Mm-hmm.
of that is straight from the content of the book. So I love how you share how people can make money from their book, right? So
Right, right,
that's awesome.
exactly, exactly. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
one of my biggest program, the Authority Creators Lab, which I've renamed it, and I can't think what renamed it to, but I teach people how to do their own book and bring other people in, make money that way. I teach people how to do their own summit and make money that way. And I teach people how to do their own podcast. As a matter of fact, I think I taught you how to do those very
You
three
did.
things.
Exactly. And speaking of that, let's get into the content. So we've kind of been hinting around about the 10 ways that savvy entrepreneurs can stand out, stop struggling, and start profiting. But let's give people a little glimpse of what's inside of the book and start with some of the key ways that you mentioned that are still relevant and important
Hmm.
today. So what are some of the things that's in the book that are great strategies that entrepreneurs and business owners can use today to market and promote their businesses?
Of course, the number one thing, one, number one in the 10 is to write a book. Because once you write the book, you can always say, I wrote the book on it. Whether it gets to number one or bestseller or whatever, you've written a book, which is a great task that most people won't do. People have been working on their book for like 5 years and never finish it. But I finished that book, I think, in 90 days. I wrote the whole thing and I show you how you can do that in 90 days, write your book. Now, from the end of writing the book to actually publishing it took a while because hashtag life. But life may come in, it doesn't matter because when I put the book out there, I worked hard to get it to bestseller and then to number one bestseller and then to number one international bestseller. And I show you exactly how you can do the same. I also talk about social media, which is the second thing.
Well,
Go
let's talk
ahead.
about books for a minute because I
Okay.
love that this all started with your book, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
to look and think that you've helped me publish, let me see, three collaborative projects, maybe it's four. She Thinks Like a CEO, the
Mhm.
Purpose Driven Entrepreneur Journal, the Gratitude Journal, and the Prayer Journal. So four
Right.
collaborative book projects
Right.
that Carol has helped lead. And then I led my own collaborative book project with the help of Carol. So you have really multiplied this one book into, I want to say almost uh, close to 100 other books, right? As far as authors that you've
Right.
worked with.
Right.
So look at that multiplication in just that one strategy that she listed in the on Market Your Business book. So we talked about writing a book and how that's an awesome strategy for your business.
Mhm.
You were going to go into, was it summits next?
No, social media,
Social
because
media, sorry.
at that time, social media was totally different than it is now. You had much more reach. You could put one post out, everybody saw it. Now it's not the same, and you have to approach it a different way. I don't even do social media the same way that I used to, but you have to know about it. You have to know where your people are, how to connect with them, what they want to hear about, what they want to learn about, and what you're going to tell them about. And then the main thing that people have to know about social media is not just there for you to post, tell people, what you're eating or whatever. It's for you to establish your presence and make people aware of you, what you do. And then the caveat is lead them back to your website, your wow website, so that they can get on your list, become a client, and know that you have the answers for them. You have the solution to stop their pain. So that's really what social media is about. All this other stuff that people do, there's a big thing out about TikTok, maybe um, and shut down and all that soon. Everybody's like, oh my God, TikTok's going to be shut down. Who cares about that? Stay on TikTok till it goes out, but use TikTok as a platform, if that's what you like, to send people to your website. Your website has everything because it's the hub of your business. And then that's because that's what I do in the book. I have these little seeds in the book, the free things that lead back to my website. So I didn't just want them to read the book. I wanted them to read the book, want more, click on the link, go to the website, get on my list so I can nurture them and show them how awesome they are and show them how I can solve their problems and so they can buy from me. And that has happened several times. I mean, many, not
Yeah.
just several, but many times, many
Yeah.
times.
I love that. So the important thing is having a strategy around
Yes.
social media, not just
Mm-hmm.
randomly posting, but
No.
having a strategy around social media and leading
Mm-hmm.
people to your website and using it as lead generation for your business. So tell
Right.
us one more strategy that you have in the book that's still relevant today. And like you said, most, if not all of the strategies are still relevant in some way, shape, or form. What's a third one that you want to talk about when it comes to marketing your business?
I think the chapter is called, I have to think all of that. I think it's called Show Out. And Show Out is talking about podcasting. And at that time, I was only doing audio podcasting. And I was talking about video podcasting because I was kind of creeping into it, doing the lives and things like that. But today, everything's a podcast. Everybody's talking about my episode and this and that. YouTube has a whole section for podcasts. People are talking about podcasts. So it's really a big thing. But the same thing with podcasting. You're not just on there to talk and share your journey or whatever. You're on there to give your audience, to build the audience, and then to give them what they want. And then to say, hey, if you want more, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that, lead them back to your website. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine yesterday, I'm in this group for web designers, right? And the guy came on. He's like, hey, I'm new to the group and all of that. I finally pulled the plug and joined this group because I had been listening to the guy who runs the group. I had been listening to that for like months, maybe even years. And one particular episode made him think, I need to get in this group. I need to figure out what's going on because the guy actually interviewed someone who said, I made X amount of money. And for real, it wasn't just like I was born in a trash can and now I make $1 million. It was real stuff that he did. So your podcast can be very powerful if you allow it to be. Showcase the clients that you have, which I always do because you were a guest several times on my podcast. All my clients have been guests on the podcast because I want to show people what's possible. what they can do. Like you're just looking at this person, you're just starting, or even I'll throw a name out there, Apostle Eugenia Rucker. That was her first time actually kind of when I put the book out. That was her first time being on a summit, guesting on a podcast. And now you can't even stop homegirl. She is on live all the time. She's got her big annual thing, that's her gala that's coming up, I think in October. And she's always on live doing stuff. But if we had never actually worked together, I put her on the podcast as a guest. I showed her how easy it could be and how you can find clients from it. I don't think she'd be doing what she is now. I can't say, for sure, but I like to take and say, hey, pat myself on the back. I'm the one who showed her that stuff. And now she's doing it. And now she is showing others how to do it. So it's really amazing and has come full circle. So
Yeah.
it's really
And it's that
amazing to me.
Yeah, it's like that ripple effect. So we talked about
Yes.
3 of those on market your business strategy: write a book, be strategic on social media, and also being on a podcast. Hey, look at that. We're
Yes.
on a podcast right
I
now,
know.
right?
Wow.
So that is just 3 of the strategies in Carol's amazing book on Market Your Business. And what I love about this book, under each section, she really wants you to take action, right? Under each section, she has, let me see if I can highlight the page right here. You'll know it's working when. So it tells you,
Hmm.
she tells you, when it's working, you're going to notice these things. And she has a strategy checklist. So you can checklist, all the things that you need to do for that particular strategy. And then she also provides resources and helpful tools for each one of those strategies. So it really is action packed, because it's not just about getting knowledge and acquiring knowledge.
Right.
It's also about taking action. And her book is designed to really help you take action by really highlighting when it's working, giving you the checklist, and also giving you those additional resources and helpful tools. And I love what you said, Carol, because there's always an opportunity to go back and revise your book, right? There's
Yes.
always an opportunity to do an anniversary edition,
Hmm.
a new edition, a
Hmm.
revised and updated edition, especially with this type of book where it's talking about strategies. And as Carol mentioned, strategies change over time, like the different things or tactics that you
Right.
share can change over time. So I'm predicting we may have an
Oops.
anniversary or
Yes.
a new edition
It's coming.
version
It's
of
coming.
Unmarket Your Business
Hmm.
coming. So you
Hmm.
heard it first on the podcast. There's going to be another version, but I definitely encourage you, don't wait till that version comes out. Go
Mm-mm.
ahead and get the book. And speaking of that, first of all, I want you to share with the audience, what would be one word or one phrase that you would like the reader to walk away with when they read this book? So after they finish reading Unmarket Your Business, what's that one word or maybe even a phrase that you'd like the reader to take away from the book?
Take action, because
Mm,
that's my thing. Take action. Without taking action, nothing happens. You can read all the books in the world, study
mm,
under the greatest people in the world, but unless you
mm.
take action, nothing happens. And it doesn't matter if the action works or it doesn't work. Just keep going, because you never know what's going to happen until you get out there and actually do the thing. So that's
Yeah.
it. Take action.
I love it. Take action, and she encourages you to take action, which eat with each one of these strategies that she has listed in the book. Now, if someone wants to actually purchase the book so they can take action, where's the best place for them to purchase on Market Your Business?
Well, you can go to our website, csicorporation.com. And on that very front page, if you just scroll down a little bit, the book is there. You can click through. It will take you straight to Amazon, or you can go to Amazon, look up the title, is there. So either way, you can get it, and you can get it as an ebook, or you can get it as a paperback. Doesn't matter. However you want it, it's there.
Yeah, I love that. And if people want to work with you to really get more help and go deeper with these on-market your business strategies, what's the best way for them to connect with you to learn more about the work that you do and how you
Well,
help?
as thank you so much for as always, you can go to the website. There's plenty of goodies there. They'll show you how to create your wow website, how to market your business, and how to actually take care of your website, so you can go there. The other thing, if you want to just look me up on social media, we're across the board CSI Corporation. So you can find us anywhere, or you can go to the site and click the link and go to the thing. We got it all set up for you. You don't have to worry at all. We are ready. But I
Yeah,
do
so
have a gift for everyone.
yeah, awesome. I love that. So, in addition to connecting with Carol on her website and also on social media, be sure to get her free gift. So, what is the free gift that you have for the audience, Carol?
The free gift is the WOW website planner. Because remember, I said everything is leading to your website. Well, you better have a good WOW website to lead people to. I have this planner for you. And guess what? The link is csicorporation.com/planner. It's absolutely free. It will take you through all the pages that you need to put on your website, what to put in them, where to put the graphics. Don't worry, everything is there and it's absolutely free for you.
Absolutely. I love that. Make sure you get the planner, and we will have the links in the show notes. So wherever you're watching this or the audio version, you will have the links available for what Carol mentioned. So connect with her on her website, connect with her on social media, connect with her and get that free download. Just connect with her. She's
Yes, just
she's
connect. Just connect.
amazing. Just and awesome and my business bestie for a reason. So I endorse her and recommend her. So definitely connect with her. This has been an awesome conversation. It's always good to chit chat with you, Carol. Thank you for being on the Women Faith Plus Business podcast again.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the Women Faith Plus Business podcast. I hope this episode has been insightful and inspiring and has offered you an opportunity to take action to transform your life and your business. Wherever you are listening, be sure to rate and review the podcast and also subscribe to get the next episode right in your inbox by going to womenfaithandbusiness.com to join our email list.